everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another Colourpop video. I am so excited. Today we're going to be talking all about their new concealers and new makeup brushes. I know you guys have been so excited for these, and so have I. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw Colourpop start teasing us with photos and images of the new makeup coming out, the face makeup, I was like, are you serious? I never thought this day would come, and I don't know why, but I guess we just get so used to brands doing certain things. Like, they were so great with their lip products and their eyeshadows and their cheek colors that it just seems so crazy for there to be actual makeup coming out, like concealer and such. I was just blown away and so excited to get these in. So again, thank you Colourpop for sending me these so I can try them out here with my viewers and they can see what they think of them. Right in here are the Colourpop makeup brushes. I love this brush roll. It's adorable. It's a beautiful baby pink and it has the Colourpop logo right here on the side, and then just a nice little tie that you can roll it around to hold them all together. I imagine that these will be sold in a bundle with the roll up because it's just adorable. These are launching this Thursday, I believe, so definitely tune in Thursday around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to Colourpop's website because I think that's when everything is going to be going up. I'm going to show you the brushes here in the roll, and then I also filmed them just individually so you can kind of get a closer look at each brush. I do have some things to say about the brushes, so I'm excited for you guys to watch this video, really. There's a lot of information I think you should know. So here we have the brushes in their brush roll. They are synthetic brushes, of course. I would expect nothing less from Colourpop. They are quite soft and they have really pretty handles. So let me take this one out just to show you guys what it looks like. So this is the brush here. It's a good brush size. I like the handle. It's not real heavy. It's a very light brush, and there's a total of 12 brushes all together. Just a small feature, not that it's super important, but I do like that the brush roll has this really nice flap that you can just top over your brushes in case they're dirty and you didn't want to get your roll all dirty, you know what I mean? It just kind of protects them there and keeps them together. So I think that's a nice touch. The only complaint that I would have about these brushes is that they don't have the brush names on the side, so you really don't know as you're just grabbing which brush it is. I mean, of course you're smart enough to figure out, oh, this is a powder brush, this is an angled brush. I do really like when brands put the name of the brush on the side, and maybe Colourpop will, maybe they just haven't gotten to that yet. I really would have liked them to have named the brushes so that we have it on the brush to recommend to you guys, like, hey, I'm using the, we can say Colourpop, so the CP42 brush. So just in my own personal opinion, I wish they would have put the names on the brushes, but that's okay. I'm still excited to try these out, and I'm excited to see what price they are. I couldn't find it at this moment. I don't know if that information's been given out just yet, but these will, as well as the concealers, will be available this Thursday. I want to show you guys the brushes really quickly so you can have a closer look at them. I did film little clips so you guys can see up close and personal what they look like. This here is the large powder brush. Next up is the blush brush, and that looks like this here. Then you have the angled face brush, which looks like this. Next we have the stippling brush. This is the one I'm probably most excited about for some reason. Just looking at it, I could see how that could be really amazing for maybe blending out contour, highlighter, really anything. Next up you have the fan brush, which is always so nice for highlighter, but you could also use it for bronzer, really anything again. This next one is called the Small Fluff Brush, and I just kind of really love that name. I think it's so cute, and it kind of describes it perfectly. It is just a small, fluffy brush, and again, you could use this for a lot. Next up, we have the Small Eye Shader Brush, and this is a very, I don't want to say it's stiff, but I guess it is stiffer. It's a stiffer shadow brush, so it's not like a fluffy shadow brush. This is the medium eyeshader brush, so it's a little bit bigger than the small eyeshader brush, of course, and it's still really flat, really kind of stiff. Next up we have the blending brush. That's this one here. It's a little bit fluffier, but still firm, which I like. It feels like it will move the product around nicely. From there we have the tapered blending brush, which again, it is tapered. It has a nice little dome top there for your blending needs. Next we have the pencil brush, and this I'm sure would be great for smudging out your eyeliner, doing little detail work on your eyes, but again, it is synthetic, so you can use it on the face as well. Next we have the angled eye brush. This one I actually might be most excited for because it's such a thin angled brush. It just is super duper thin, which I like. It's extremely skinny and thin. Next, let's talk about the concealers. I know you guys are all waiting to hear about these. So there are 15 concealer shades total, and I did swatch them on my arm so you guys can see them in comparison to each other. Let's go ahead and take a look at those swatches now, and then we'll come back to do a little demo on the face. So these are all the concealer shades in order from lightest to darkest. I'm going to go through really quickly and swatch each one on my arm so you guys can at least have color swatches to compare each other to so you can kind of see how they look on the skin, and then we'll get into me trying them on the face. The first shade here is called Fair 5, and it looks a little bit more yellow to me compared to the others. There is Fair 5, Next up, we have Fair Neutral 10. These do go in fives, if you know what I mean. So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, that type of order. So there's Fair Neutral 10. In comparison to the first one, it looks a little more pink to me. Next up, we have Light Neutral 15. There is Light Neutral 15. This, in my opinion, I'm thinking is going to be kind of a shade that would work really well for me. It's kind of in between pink and yellow, making more of a peachy tone. Next up, we have Light 20. And there is Light 20, has a little more yellow in it in my opinion. Next up we have Beige 25. There is Beige 25, definitely in the beige family. Next up we have Medium 30, and there it is next to the other shades. It definitely is more of a medium tone. Next up we have Medium Tan 35. There you have Medium Tan 35, definitely a little more rich compared to the first Medium 30. The next shade here is Golden 40. There is Golden 40. Next up is Deep Beige 45. There is Deep Beige 45. Next up we have Tan 50. There is Tan 50. Next up we have Deep Tan 55. Again, that is Deep Tan 55. Next up we have Deep Golden 60. There is Deep Golden 60. I will say the previous one we just swatched now has a lot more pink in it, whereas this one is definitely more yellow. Though they're very close in depth, I'd say, their tones are different. Next up, we have Rich Tan 65. There is Rich Tan 65, definitely a very rich color. Next up, we have Deep 70. There is Deep 70. Our last shade here is Rich 75. That is a very rich, wow, that's a beautiful color. So here they are all swatched on my arm. You guys let me know what you think of this shade range. Do you see a tone you think will work good for your skin? I'm very interested to see how everyone likes these shades. Alright fam, now that we've had a look at both of the brushes and the concealer, let me know your thoughts so far. Let me know what you thought of the concealer shade range. I now want to put some concealer on my face. I just have a tinted moisturizer on today, nothing intense, no heavy coverage, because I wanted to see how this would cover on its own, and I want to just use it all over the face. I want to try these as contour, I want to try everything as highlighter. I want to just do my whole face with these concealers so we can get a feel for how they blend, and we can of course use the new brushes to see how those work as well. Alright, so we're all zoomed in, we are ready to go. So there are a ton of concealers here, and I don't even know which one's going to suit me the best, to be honest. Through the arm swatching process, I got a few ideas of which ones might look great where. So first I want to take the Light 20 concealer. That's this one here. It of course is a lighter shade as you can see, and it's the third one in on the Colourpop color selection. So it's the third lightest. I want to use this under my eyes. I always like to go a little bit on my nose to kind of help in my contouring process there. They do, just on first application, seem very pigmented. It's not very sheer or anything like that. Next up, I want to take the Fair Neutral 10 concealer, and I want to use this to do some highlighting. So I'm going to bring this down my nose, up through my brow, and I'm going to bring it into the forehead as well. I'm also going to take the Fair 5 concealer, and I'm going to pop this on my chin for some highlighting there. Let's also do the Cupid's bow situation here. Next up, I want to take the shade Golden 40, and I'm going to use this along my forehead for a little bit of bronzing. You guys know I am like a forehead bronzing fool. Probably could have gone a bit deeper actually, so I might do that. But I'm just going to add this all around. I'm actually going to add a little bit of Deep Tan to that as well. This is Deep Tan 55. So just amongst that, I'm going to run some through here. I'm going to take that same Deep Tan through my contour. Also adding that along the jawline. I'm also going to take a little bit of Medium 30, and I'm going to use this right underneath my eye concealer there, so right through here. I'm also going to take that around my chin and lip area. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Medium Tan, this is number 35, and I'm going to run the Medium Tan underneath my contour. And then I also want to take tan on the sides of my nose to do a little nose contouring. I'm going to take the small fluff brush, and I'm going to start blending in the concealer underneath my eyes. Wow. First impressions is I think I applied way too much. This was actually a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be, to be honest. I definitely probably did not need as much as I thought I did. That's for sure. And the brush is blending it out very nicely. Wow, that is pigmented, you guys. That is really pigmented. From here, I want to move on to my nose highlight. So I'm trying to take this brush and not mix it too much with my contour and blend out that highlight. I really like that tone. Did a beautiful job. Ooh, I feel very brightened. Let's also pop down to my chin. Blend this in. And I'm going to work around my mouth where we have that little concealer laying. I think the finish is really pretty. You can see I almost still have like a glow with the concealer. And it's a very natural. In person I can't really see it, but in my lights I can see it kind of shining off. It's pretty. Next I'm going to take the small eyeshadow brush and I'm going to use that to blend this in here. I think it's nice that even though it's been kind of sitting for a few minutes as I apply them all, it's still blending really well. It didn't dry too soon. That's pretty. That did make a little highlight there. I'm going to grab that same fluff brush again and run it right through here where I applied that concealer. Wow, beautiful coverage. Fam, I'm really friggin' liking this fluff brush. This fluff brush has done it all so far. Let's do my forehead. Let's continue on and blend the forehead. Okay. They're all really blending very well together, which I'm pleased by. I am feeling freaking flawless right now. This is like, seriously, okay. I honestly didn't know what I think because these are named the no filter concealers and I'm like, okay, that's cute and all, but this bitch always needs a filter. Like seriously, I need a freaking filter. No, I'm kidding, but I don't know. I just thought, I don't know what I thought. I don't know why I thought I wouldn't like them. Maybe because they're so freaking cheap and affordable, but no, they did it again. Colourpop, you did it again. How do you keep doing this? Goodness gracious. Oh yes, bronze that forehead, babe. You know just what I like. It's just melting so nicely together. Oh, they're so blendable. If you're a makeup artist, I could just see you wanting every shade in your kit because like God forbid you don't have the right foundation or something. I could see you just mixing these to make whatever you needed. Of course I'm a slob kebab, so it's kind of getting in my hairline. Don't worry about that. I'm taking the tapered blending brush and I'm going to use this along my nose to blend in that nose contour. This is a little warm. This is one where I probably could have picked a better shade to do this part with. I definitely didn't pick the best one, but it's a really beautiful color. I will just say, even though it doesn't match on me, I could see this looking absolutely gorgeous on some of you. I'm kind of just bringing it through the hollow of my eye because I don't want to waste any, but it's actually making a really pretty crease color. I love doing contouring on the eyes. I don't do it enough, but the few times I've done it for like a natural makeup day, I'm just like, oh, that's gorgeous. I'm going to take a little bit more of the Fair Neutral. I believe that's what we brought down the nose. I'm just going to use that to try and kind of bring it back because this was a little orange on me. I'm going to do it on the sides as well. For this, I'm going to use a sponge just because my other brush does have a bit of that darker concealer on it, and I think it'll just like, you know, kind of muck up because it's already on the brush. So just to kind of give us a clean sweep here, I'm going to use my sponge. They just melt together so well. Those really just blended together so freaking well. Next, I'm going to take the stippling brush, you guys, and I'm excited. Let's stipple in this contour. I will say I've not noticed any shedding at all with these brushes so far. Wow, do you see how quickly and easily that just blended out? Even though it's been sitting on my face for probably way too long as I'm just dinking around. It blended out so well. I also just want to point out real quick on the forehead, no creasing yet. And you guys know this is my trouble area. This is where I crease really bad. No crease lines just yet. Oh my gosh, it's weird to say I feel beautiful right now. I feel beautiful. Let's finish it out with blending in this contour here. This coverage I cannot freaking get over. Like, you cannot tell me that this isn't foundation. I feel like it's freaking foundation. I know it's not, but I'm just saying, like, I could use literally these concealers for my full face foundation. on trips and not even have to take a foundation. Do you know what I mean? Of course, I haven't seen how long they, you know, hold up, but I gotta be honest, I can't imagine it coming off. Like, it seems pretty heavy duty. It seems pretty ready to go. Just because I can, I'm gonna take a little bit of beige 25, just right through here. Give us a sickening contour, honey. I'm just gonna try it just because. I'm gonna use the angled brush. Just sharpen that up. Oh, yes. Truly, I'm not trying to brag, but I feel flawless right now. This literally made me feel so flawless. I think this is such a beautiful finish. Oh, Colourpop, you did it again. How do you keep doing this? This is insane. I think this looks so gorgeous. I'm going to take some translucent powder here to set it in. No, don't be empty. I'll friggin' die. Just because I'm mucking up all these brushes, I'm going to take the blush brush. And again, you can use them for anything. Just because it's named the blush brush or the, you know, eyeshadow brush, just like I did, you can really use them for anything you wanted. I love the full effect I got all over my face. It looks natural but flawless to me, and it was easy to blend out. It moved like butter, but you didn't lose coverage. Even though I was blending it out, I didn't lose any coverage, and I love that I was able to put it like all over my face and kind of let it sit for a while, because I really did, and it still was easily movable. Like my contour along my jawline, it all blended out like a dream. I'm going to spritz myself with their Aventurine Crystal Setting Spray, of course, because why not? I kind of want to see how it all works together, you know what I mean? I really have nothing but good things to say about these concealers. I think this shade range is absolutely gorgeous. There's a great selection of more pinky tones, more yellow tones, neutral tones, and then also those warmer tones in the darker shades to really help brighten up the skin. I know personally when I worked in cosmetics, if I was working on a woman of another ethnicity, sometimes the concealers from certain brands would just pull up too ashy. Though it was meant for their skin tone, there was just not, it was almost lacking the warmth to really correct anything and do any brightening properties. That's back in the day when we would do like a lip liner under the eye and then put a concealer on top to try and provide that brighter look. But I don't think you'll have to do that with this. I think that it's going to be absolutely perfect on everybody. I'm so excited for this, you guys. Let me know what you think. I don't know, I'm so excited. I'm just excited for you guys. I'm excited for us. I'm excited. I'm just excited. Makeup excites me, okay? I'm also just really happy right now because I feel like freaking flawless. This is totally the no filter concealer. Yes, Colourpop, you have definitely earned this name. I'm going to take a little more of my Laura Mercier just because I didn't get a feel for this powder brush. Yeah, it feels fine. I also kind of want to see how these brushes work with the Super Shock cheeks. They say they'll do fine, and the eyes and everything like that. So I'm going to take this blush here. This is called Never Been Kissed. I know I already dirtied the blush brush, or else that's what I'd use. So I'm going to take it with the powder brush. It's so exciting. Curious to see if the concealer will smudge or move or rub away. But it doesn't look like it's going to. What do you think of that? That looks flawless to me. It really does. It did not remove any concealer. It blended it really well. I think it's distributing it really nicely. That's a gorgeous blush. I don't use this enough, but I think that looks great. Did not disrupt the makeup at all. Ooh. While we're at it, I think we should finish this off with some highlighter. So I'm going to take, this is Fanny Pack by Colourpop, of course. It gives a really nice bright finish. Mine seems to be a little dried out, but that's okay. Forgot how much I loved Fanny Pack. It just brightens everything. I brought it down a little too far. Let's go down the nose. If you wanted a more natural glow, I think it'd be really nice to apply with the fan brush because it kind of just distributed it like really smoothly. I also want to try the fan brush with the Gimme More palette because I'm a psycho. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just really excited. So let's bump into this one right here, the first one, which is called Extra. I believe this is Extra. I mean, I just feel like the dewiest little bitch in the world. I'm sorry for cursing, but I just had to say it. I'm a dewy little bitch. Ugh. Fam, okay, I think this is it. I think there's nothing else I can say about everything in this collection. I'm freaking pumped for all of it. I can't wait for you guys to get these in your hands. Seriously, I'm going to be checking my Twitter, my Snapchat, my Instagram, waiting for you guys to get your packages in. If you're going to try these concealers, right away, let me know what you think because you guys will be blown away. I want to be there when you guys are as shocked as I was at how pigmented, how full coverage they were. It's interesting because they said it was medium buildable coverage of the concealers. I disagree, Colourpop. I think you are selling yourselves short. I think this is full freaking coverage. I mean, I did my entire face using these concealers, and I don't know that I've looked more flawless from a foundation ever, you know what I mean? And the contour, just all of it was so good. Oh, it was good. Again, I think if you're a makeup artist, if you're building a makeup kit, these would be so fantastic for you to have. Even if you can only pick up like 5 shades, you know, kind of get a few in each color family, I think it would be awesome to have so you can mix it into foundations to make the foundation you need or whatever. Or if you're in a pinch, you know, like I just did, and you can do your whole face with the concealers really quickly because they're small, they travel easily. Honestly, I might just take these when I travel now to do my foundation because they were just so freaking easy. I also love that, like, when I put my hands on it, there's no stickiness. Like, I can't feel it at all, and it doesn't feel cakey. It's extremely comfortable. There's like not cracking in my forehead there. Huge thumbs up to Colourpop for this collection. This is just like, I'm excited. I have nothing else to say. I'm so freaking obsessed with these concealers. It's unbelievable. They're now my favorite thing Colourpop has ever done. In my opinion, it's the best collection yet. Honest to God, you guys need to try these. Like, look at my highlighter though. I'm just like, Alright fam, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Pick these concealers up. I'm not kidding. And the brushes were pretty nice too. And I think my favorite of the 2 brushes are the stippling and that fluffy brush. They were both really easy to use, blended the product very well, and they're of course going to be affordable. My only complaint and my only request is that Colourpop, if eventually you could maybe start putting the names on the side of the brushes, if you're going to continue doing brushes, I think that would just be really helpful. But if not, it's your business, you know, it's not mine. So again, definitely hit me up on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram the minute you get your concealers or brushes because I want to hear your thoughts. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Let me know what you think. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!